One person in every 200 has an epilepsy of some kind or another. To reassemble their lives, to put the pieces together again, to make a go of living, needs understanding.
And I told them that I had fits. They thought that I went round bashing up everyone.
You see, if you're big and they think you're strong enough to take more drugs, well, they just pump more drugs into you because they know that they'll cure you of the fits. But they're not worried so much about the physical disability.
In fact, I tried 20 hospitals before I got one to take me for my training. And I used to have to keep a file so I didn't apply to the same one twice.
One does begin to find that one's social life diminishes, because not so much that your friends are bothered about it, although of course some of them are, but you feel yourself that, well, you're going to embarrass somebody if you go around, and it might upset the party.
No, I wouldn't like to get married and let my boy or girl be born with fits.
It wasn't fair to get married. I didn't think it was fair to the woman or any girl to marry me under those circumstances.
And also the fact that there are so many people helping, willing to help you, but at the same time they help too much.
My mother is the main trouble, I think. She never stops worrying.
Sometimes being misunderstood means that it sort of holds me back sometimes, because a lot of people, like the main example is when I say that I'm going out at night, a lot of people, again, people that I know will often say, well, really you shouldn't be doing that because you get quite tired. And sometimes it makes me overthink about it, and in the end I won't actually go out.
Surprisingly, most people actually, you would have thought they know something about it, but the only thing people generally know is that if they think it's quite scary, people just drop to the floor, and it is a bit a bit negative.
Overprotective, yes, at high school, which has come back 16 years. I really enjoyed, and I was very good at the high jump and the long jump because I have long legs. But once my PE teacher realised that, I'd been given a diagnosis, I had epilepsy, they wouldn't let me take part in them two sports.
Well, I usually say, when people ask me how many times have you lost your job, it's probably 7 or 8 times.
And people are misunderstanding, for example, the fact that I am capable of working, but they're more bothered about if I have a seizure during work. They don't seem to look above that, and they don't seem to understand that people with epilepsy do actually have capabilities rather than just disabilities.
The main problem is the companies take me on. I explain to them in the CV I have epilepsy, which is uncontrolled. They just cannot cope with the seizures. I end up losing a job.
Yeah, well, I was bullied a lot at school, at secondary school. Basically, I was bullied every day, and I was bullied a lot by the teachers as well. And that happened throughout secondary school, from sort of the day I started to the day I left. So I left with no qualifications or anything like that.
I've always said it's not me that suffers with epilepsy, people around me that suffer with it. So it can't be very nice to see, and to be honest, I've never actually seen anybody have a seizure.
This is a big problem. How somebody with a disease that they know they're going to have for the rest of their life, with nobody giving any understanding, how do you expect them to cope with life?
My biggest wish would be to make the public more aware. We need to get out there, large groups if possible, and let people know that it's nothing to be feared, that it's... I just really want to get the knowledge out there about the condition.
My wish for the future would be that people that were close to me and that I saw on a regular basis didn't just look at me as an illness and actually looked at me as a person, for who I am and what I can do rather than what I can't do.
I think that if there's the support out there, or there's more support out there, then it would make sort of people with epilepsy a lot more able to cope with it, I think.
What would make my quality of life better is a better understanding of epilepsy from the general public, from the ambulance service, from the MPs, from the people of the House of Lords.
If I had one wish for people with epilepsy, I'd probably say it would be just for the general public to understand what people with epilepsy go through, and to be more understanding, I suppose.